Hello again. So I want to talk about something really quickly. Uh, I talked about the universe and brown women, melanated women. Yeah, I think a few weeks ago, and I want to talk about the reasons why. Um, it's not even about a group of women being at the bottom at this point. It's about them just completely being canceled out, like completely being removed. I'm gonna tell you what it looks like. Looks like brown women, specifically in the United States of America, that are from the United States of America. It looks like, I'm gonna say what it looked like. That don't mean that's what it is. Looks like they are completely being canceled from the ethers. Like they are completely being canceled from the ethers. Okay. When I see when I just look at the things that's going on, I would call it the agenda. But when I just look at things that's going on, it looks like she's being canceled from the ethers. I'm gonna say this too, like okay, like I've already seen in movies how brown women get killed in the rituals and stuff that's going on with the movies. You know, where the brown women get killed, like it was no way to save her. But also, now look at how brown women look like they're being given a position of power, but then you're shown how they abuse their position of power. Like for instance, Fonnie Willis, Letitia, the lady from New York who is the Attorney General, that both of them are coming after Donald Trump. Okay, then you have this Tiffany Hilliard woman. I guess she's the mayor of Chicago or something. Okay, mismanaging funds and stuff like that. Okay, and so those are just three examples. And so now you show brown women in a position of power, but then then they could look completely incompetent. Now they're looking completely incompetent, right? So now it just look like brown women are just no use to anything. Brown American women, okay. You don't really see this with other groups of women, right? Like the world society is not seeing the woman that's originally from Africa, whether she's Nigerian, whether she is from the Gambia, whether she is from the Congo, wherever she's from. Yes, society might look down on them too because society has a problem with the darker complexion. They just have a problem with darker complexions. Okay, there's serious colorism, and then hair texturism, I guess, and in society. But when it comes to the brown American woman, she is seen even lower than what you would call the African women. Okay. Um, Obviously, there might be a reason for that. Okay, there is a spiritual reason for that. But now I'm gonna get off of that because I don't want to get on the I don't want to get on the victimhood thing. Here's the thing: when you when you do not have high self value, I'm talking about self value. Like I was talking about this thing with the 4B movement. You know, the women in South Korea have decided that they do not want to deal with men. Period. It's like it's just no more talking to them, right? What's going to happen is, let me tell you something. Yeah, you got a lot of men that's calling them crazy now, but men are going to turn around and respect them. They are the most respected for what they're doing. Okay, you have men that complain about the feminist movement, right? But women actually ended up being seen. They were more respected because they said enough is enough. We're not going to tolerate this. And so, yeah, true enough, we see a lot of programming that's happening with brown women, and a programming that's obviously showing that there's a plan to completely move the brown American woman out of the ethers. That is a testament to who she really is spiritually. When there is an agenda to completely move her out the ethers, that means that who she is spiritually is a problem. Okay, and if she ever realizes her power, she has to be moved out and completely. And I'm talking about moved out in a bad way because you can move out of the ethers in a good way too. I'm talking about she's being moved out in a bad way. She's being moved out as a point in to a point where her consciousness is becoming so low that she's not even a part of. She's not even human. It's like become lower than subhuman. That's what I'm talking about. Her consciousness has been pushed so low. How has her consciousness been pushed so low? Taking on other people's karma, marching for people that she should not be marching for, taking on everybody's karma. I feel like the brown women being at the bottom is more energetic, more than it's about money and status. It's not about, to me, it's not about status. To me, it's more energetic. For her to be at the bottom means that she has taken on everybody's karma. She has taken on everybody's. Some people don't believe in karma. That's fine. She has taken on everybody's baggage. Okay, I'm going to say baggage then. Instead of saying karma, I'll say she has taken on everybody's baggage, energetic baggage. Okay. And so for me, that's the reason why she's at the bottom. Not because of some status, not because of a skin complexion, not because of her hair texture. It's not because somebody don't like a dark skinned person. Ain't got nothing to do with that. To me, it's energetic, and it's because she has taken on other people's baggage. The whole world, she has taken on their baggage. Okay? Because the brown American woman is below the African women. The brown American woman is completely at the bottom. If she chooses to stay there, because she don't have to stay there if she don't want to. Now, I want to talk about, I was listening to somebody, and, she was talking about how when a women who have higher standards, women and set boundaries or whatever like that, but have higher standards, they're actually more appreciated. They're actually more honored. And that's another thing I want to talk about, because just like I was saying about the 4B movement, how this lady, they took 30 minutes. It was a live about the West 4B movement. I just heard of the 4B movement. I think I used to see the letters, the number 4 and the letter B, but I thought for some reason, I just figured it was a natural hair movement. I didn't even click on it to see what it was. For some reason, I just thought it was some kind of natural hair movement. I don't know why. But then I heard Kendall St. Charles bring it up in Crystalline's live that Crystalline, the last live I believe she had. And I said, oh, is that what that's about? Okay. And I was talking about on the last upload about how brown women cannot fathom that these women can have a son, and they still decide to put themselves first regardless if they have a son or not. Okay. By the way, these women in Yamoji, is Kenyan women. They did that a long time ago. Okay, like they decided to just not deal with men. Period. And they created their own village and all that stuff, and they had very little money, very little resources. But they said, we're gonna have to make a way because we can't deal with this no longer. Right. So Kenyan women, this area called Yamoji, Umoji. Yeah. So it's a lot of women that's been on that movement, but they didn't call it a 4B movement. They didn't call it anything. They just decided enough was enough, and we just gonna have to leave them alone. Okay. It's been women who decided to just leave men alone. Right. And so, getting back to when I was listening to this live, and they spent so long talking about the male and their sons and how you can raise your male child to respect women, and the conversation went on so long about this not the black son, the male son. Well, not the male. Yeah, the male child. Excuse me, the male child. That conversation went on so long, when it's a movement that's pretty much kind of anti-male. No heterosexual, no sex, no heterosexual sex. No dating, no heterosexual dating. No child rearing through heterosexual. Now, how is that? Because they possibly know about parthenogenesis. If they are not going to have children through heterosexual sex, that means that they know they can have children without a man. That means they already know that they can have a child without a man. They know that already. Okay, and so basically, uh, you know, um, it's you're coming into a group alive that's discussing the 4B movement. This movement is pretty much anti-male. Even if these women have sons, these Korean women is pretty much anti-male. No heterosexual nothing anymore. Okay, because they've tried to talk. They've given birth to these males. They've tried and tried to get men to see the woman as a human being, and it just does not work. And the Kenyan women realize it just does not work. Even if they are raising men, they're raising boys. By the time those boys turn 18 years old in that village of Yamoji, by the time they turn 18, they gotta go. Or by the time, however that, whatever age is considered grown to that culture, they're gone. They can't be around. That's it. Now the women can stay, but the boys, when they get of a certain age, they gotta go, and that's it. And so they got that mentality too. They're just not calling it a 4B movement, but women, it's been women that had that mentality. They said they tired. The Black American, or excuse me, I'm trying to get away from using that, but you know what I mean. The brown American woman, she does not have the self-worth within her yet to make those kind of decisions, to put herself first. And because she, for some reason, as a collective, I don't mean individual women, brown American women, I'm talking about as a collective, they cannot seem to have a standard. They cannot seem to put themselves first. And for that reason, this is the reason for me why the universe is literally pushing the brown woman completely out. She's literally being pushed completely out. Okay? Because she, as a collective, not an individual person, as a collective, they spent 30 on that live that I listened to. They spent about 30 to 40 minutes that I can even tolerate listening to. They probably spent longer than that talking about this male child, but I could only stomach 30 minutes because I was trying to get to a point where they would stop talking about the male, but they kept being focused on the male and his upbringing and what you can do to raise him to be a different person, and I just didn't want to listen to it anymore. I said, that right there is the reason why she's being pushed out the universe. That right there is why the brown American woman is being pushed out of the universe. Because she refuses to have self-worth. She's refusing to have self-love. She's refusing to put herself first. She absolutely refuses to put herself first. The brown American woman really would protect any other group of people before she protects herself. And it's her own doing is the reason why she is being pushed out the universe. But anyway, I just felt like talking about that briefly, the reasons why I was discussing the universe and brown women. And I look at how brown women, they can't, something makes them afraid to put themselves first. You will see no other group of women that get on the front lines and march for their men the way you saw brown women do with Black Lives Matter. No other group of women would do that. It's a reason why she's being canceled. She's literally being canceled in the universe. The universe is canceling the brown American women. Not other dark-skinned women. Your other dark-skinned women that's around the world, they catch it too because there's a serious colorism issue. Serious colorism and culturism or whatever issue going on. But the brown American woman, you will see no other group of women that's on the front lines that march for men the way the brown American women have completely agreed on taking on all of the karma or baggage of their counterparts. And so for that, she's being pushed out the universe. She's being pushed out. She's being pushed so low to the point where she is subhuman. If you believe in reincarnation, she won't even come back as a human being. But anyway, I'm running out of time because I didn't free up my device. And so that's it. And I'll talk later.